Hey guys, Fnaf Moc here, and welcome to my Lego Fazbears Pizzeria Fnaf Moc. This uses up 4 sets, which is the Backstage, the Office, Pirates Cove, and the ShowStage. Everything else is made out of Lego and customized to look like McFarlane. So let's go and take a quick look at my Five Nights at Freddy's Moc. Now this roof is actually temporary. This is basically to block all of the dust and hair that may fall onto the build and keep it clean. Okay, so here's the entrance. Now we've got in the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza logo from the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. We also have the doors from the ShowStage McFarlane set, which you can open up and you can actually see inside. We also have these new patterns. Now these are all customized and they're actually based off the little McFarlane pieces and scratched and customized to make it look like they were actually McFarlane, which they aren't. We also have a footpath along here and a couple of windows. These actually do have glass panes in them, however the brown ones don't, because I couldn't find enough pieces of them, and I thought that it could give it more of an abandoned type look if I didn't include them. The reason why there's black on the other side is because it's actually pieces of paper, so it doesn't show empty walls like it used to in my old Moc. If you guys remember, in my old build, it used to have windows that led to blank walls. Here's my Lego Five Nights at Freddy's McFarlane Moc. Now of course we have little Easter eggs in every room from the Five Nights at Freddy's game. Quite different from last time, the top of it now is black plates, and basically it stops from looking Lego with the stud pieces poking out. You can't see much studs except for a few pieces, which is quite rare, as a lot of studs don't show around this Moc. Now we're going to start off in the office at the other end of the build, so let's go take a look over there. Okay, so here's the back of the build. I'm going to show you guys it a little bit better. So first off, we actually do have a garbage bag and a little bit of paper. Now before we continue the tour, please note that I didn't really decorate the outside sections of it. That's why they all look white without any patterns, as I didn't really think it was going to be much of an issue. Here is a door that leads into the kitchen. Now on the other side of this black striped wall is actually the office. You can tell because it's got the black stripes instead of the red stripes for the hallways and stuff. So if we take this down, you can actually see into the office. Now here is the McFarlane office. Now this had a bit of changes. First off, the entire office layout has changed from the McFarlane one, because of how the layout was more little compared to this expanded version. But yeah, I've definitely changed a bit on that, made it a bit easier to animate and use. We also have the left door closed, which is shown here. Of course these doors are actually able to be taken out just like this. I do in fact have 2 doors, so we've got these 2. The designs on the front is using an old marble sticker sheet from the 2017 Hulk set. You can put them in and they're quite easy to put in. I didn't have enough transparent 1x1 pieces in red and white, so I couldn't have put both the lights and the doors off. So I have a light turned on one side and the door closed on the other side. Here's my new Mike figure. So this is what I've been using for Mike recently. I've changed a bit on him, giving him more of a scared look, impression and emotion. We do actually have a couple of monitors, a fan, a couple more monitors with the cupcake on it, a couple of drawers, a celebrate poster, and a couple of balloons, as well as the My Fun Day posters in the back. So this is basically just a redesign of the Fnaf 1 original office from the McFarlane set. It only has changes on its scale and a few other things. Now let's go check out the ShowStage. Over here we have the ShowStage. This is basically a replica of the ShowStage from the McFarlane sets. However, I changed the scale up a bit on both edges so it fits in here nicely and into scale. In my opinion, it doesn't look too bad. We've actually updated it quite a bit and included the curtains from the Star Curtain Stage McFarlane set, which are able to be open and closed. I'm not going to mess too much with it since I want them closed. I've been hiding them behind Bonnie's guitar and Chica's cupcake just because it keeps moving the curtains and I want to keep them in place. We also have a couple of speakers, a stage which has a wood type texture on it, a couple of posters and balloons on each side. Right over here is a door which can of course open and leads into the backstage. Now here's the dining room. Now nothing much has actually changed here, it's basically the same design. However, I didn't use the McFarlane pieces because I didn't have enough tables to be able to complete this. Here is the backstage. So we've actually updated this. This is basically the Backstage McFarlane set, just reduced to scale and being able to fit into the pizzeria. We now have a McFarlane endoskeleton whose jaw is quite broken, so I put a bit of blue tack behind it. We have a Bonnie mask, a Chica mask, a couple of details on the shelf, and a Freddy and Foxy mask up here, which just gives it more accuracy to the game. I've recently blue tacked all the masks down. They were quite loose and they fall over everywhere. This room is basically just a copy of the McFarlane set, but I adjusted it to the scale that I wanted it to be in. Now let's go take a look at Pirates Cove. Pirates Cove actually is an exact replica of the McFarlane set, with a few adjustments to the flooring. This one definitely looks better because obviously the curtains have definitely improved. Lastly, it's got an out of order sign and behind a little steering wheel and a speaker at the back. And of course, Foxy's in here peeking out of the curtain. Sadly, we didn't have the west or east hall sets to help with the construction of the hallways. Here is the west hall. Now we do actually have a door over here which leads into the supply closet. I only have 2 of these doors, otherwise I would have put more doors in different areas, such as in the bathroom stalls so you can't see into them. As you can also see, the floor actually looks quite shiny. So here's the supply closet. These patterns on the walls took ages. It's basically the same as my old Moc. It has the exact same shelf, broom, and bucket from the original. It just has new walls and stuff. Here is the East toy. We still have the 3 posters that have been shrunk to size, as well as the wires from the Toy Chica event McFarlane set. Nothing too fancy, we used the design from the Toy Chica set to create a platform for the wires to stand on. Over here we have the kitchen, which is just on the other side of the East hallway. It's got a Freddy Funtime poster, the rules of safety, and a pinboard. It also has a little sink, a few drawers, an oven, and a coffee machine, which is a reference to Scott Cawthon's old game, and a pizza on the counter. Outside we do have a little exit that can be accessed by employees. Nothing much to it, just add some detail and extra stuff added to make it feel like a working pizzeria. Here is the East hall corner. Nothing much to it, just the rules of safety and a shelf. Here is the West hall corner. Nothing much to it, just a Let's Party Freddy poster and some monitors. Now here's the restrooms. The restrooms look quite good in my opinion. It took a while to get the patterns on the walls, but it's definitely worth it and it makes it look game accurate. So we've got the women's and the men's. I think one side is bigger than the other, but this side over here actually has a little secret entrance. If you pull this down, we enter the safe room. We have a spring trap, a couple of new modelled arcade cabinets. These new models look way better than what the old ones did. There were 3 arcade cabinets in here originally, but because of the new designs, I was only able to fit 2. We've actually remodeled the toilets. The toilet paper stands are still the same, but the remodeled toilets have definitely changed quite a bit and look way better. Here we have the price corner. It's on the other side of the office, basically how it's shown in Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted. This was just a little extra I wanted to add, because I thought I had these plushies and I thought it would be quite cool to add this so you can see the pizzeria from a different angle. But yeah, I believe that is the entire Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Moc. Now we're going to go through this one more time just so you guys can get a quick glimpse of everything again. Okay, so here's the outside, here's the dining area, here's the prize corner, here's Pirates Cove, here's the supply closet, here's the West Hall and the East Hall, here's the kitchen, here's the restrooms, here's the safe room, here's the office, here's the show stage, and lastly, here's Backstage. Now if you guys do appreciate this Moc and want to watch more like this, please consider subscribing. It's free and it helps me and you guys get the notifications for when I upload, and helps me fund for big projects like this. We're actually making 2 more Mocs for McFarlane. We have Fnaf 2 in the works in the moment and Fnaf 3 is pretty close to being done. Fnaf 2 looks really good though, so we're going to catch up on those in later videos. So if you guys want to keep updated, please subscribe and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. See ya!